What's going on, guys? It's Nathaniel here, aka Animosity here. As we're getting closer and closer to draft day, and we're starting to see a lot more time from the college prospects, international prospects, and the G League guys, I thought it was time I give my personal mock draft and my reasons to why I choose certain teams to get certain different players. Before we start, appreciate if you would like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. With the first picks, I'm going to have the San Antonio Spurs go with, of course, Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, 7'2", 7'3", center out of France. Honestly, be a dream scenario for the San Antonio Spurs, being that they trade Jakob Poeltl during the trade deadline. Honestly, given his potential on the offensive and defensive end, this would ultimately give their rebuild really purpose right now and give them really a direction of someone to build around moving forward. They have a lot of talented wings on there, given Keldon Johnson. You also got Devin Vassell. So honestly, I really would like to see Victor going in. Plus, this would give him a lot of stability going into the league.
They were looking at me like it's going to be okay, and I was terrified. Those are the happiest kids in the world, so you know.
With the second pick, I'm going to have the Houston Rockets go with Scoot Henderson out of G League Ignite. Honestly, to me, this is also a dream scenario for the Houston Rockets, given their current situation. To me personally, the Kevin Porter Jr. experience really hasn't been working out. While yes, he's a talented player, I just don't see him as a point guard really on this next level. So honestly, I think Scoot Henderson would really help them out, giving someone to push the pace that's going to look to pass and play make for his teammates. I mean, especially looking at Jabari Smith Jr. and Sengun, to have another person to really get them the ball and get them in positive situations to really score, I feel like really be well. Scoot Henderson, he's gotten pretty much better every single time I've seen him, whether it's shooting or his playmaking. Really, that burst is really just expected. Probably the best athlete in this draft, so I'm really excited, and I feel like he really would help out the Houston Rockets in their current direction.
Henderson showing off the handles, reverse, finishes over.
With the third pick, I'm going to have the Washington Wizards go with Amen Thompson out of OTE. Honestly, I feel like this would be a great situation for Washington Wizards. I really feel they've needed probably just youth, especially in that backcourt, given the situation currently with Bradley Beal on the Supermax and his health kind of deteriorating as we see the years go by. Honestly, getting Amen Thompson in there, while he is having his shooting woes currently right now, considering he's one of the most crazy athletes I've ever seen right now, especially in that half court and in transition. Honestly, seeing how he's increased in playmaking as the season has gone on, and honestly, while he is slightly older, this includes his brother too, Asar. They are slightly older prospects. Honestly, the potential is just out of this world with them. And if they could be put in the right situation going forward, I really could see the potential really flowing through.
50 hours. That spin. Alley.
With the fourth pick, I'm going to have the Charlotte Hornets go with Brandon Miller out of Alabama. Honestly, we know the kind of situation going on currently in Alabama, including Brandon Miller, but if we're keeping it strictly to basketball and on the court, honestly, I think he'd be the perfect fit down there in Charlotte. Considering the type of player that LaMelo Ball is, to me, he's just someone that you gotta surround with weapons that he could use throughout the duration of a game. And Brandon Miller is the perfect guy. We've seen him improve throughout the year getting to the basket. We already know about his three-point shooting, whether it's off the dribble or spotting up. And honestly, his passing field has gotten a lot better. Considering his size and athleticism and whatnot, I really could see him being a plus defender going forward. If the situation doesn't necessarily affect his draft spot, this is exactly where I could see him land and really go out and help the Charlotte Hornets.
Good defense walling up by Alabama. Miller left alone. Miller knocks down the three.
With the fifth pick, I'm going to have the Detroit Pistons go with Cam Whitmore out of Villanova. Honestly, I feel like Whitmore would be a great fit for Detroit Pistons overall, considering his size and athleticism and the position he plays. Looking at the Detroit Pistons roster as a whole, they've kind of maximized their backcourt, given they have Ivy, Hayes, and Cunningham right now, and their front court, given that they recently traded for James Wiseman, Jalen Duren, and they got Isaiah Stewart playing the four currently right now. So Whitmore is really someone to put on the wing. Now that Saddiq Bey is now gone, really opens up some minutes for him to play. Given his athleticism, he's a great cutter, a great defender. His shot is kind of streaky overall, but he has really good form on that. So I feel like going forward, a lot of people have been looking at him as a project player. I really don't look that way. I feel like he's someone that really could make an influence right away, even considering his age. So I feel like he'd be a great for Detroit Pistons going forward with their rebuild.
Armstrong thought about it. Whitmore
thought about it a couple of times, let it fly, and it's good.
With the 6th pick, I'm have the Orlando Magic go with Grady Dick out of Kansas. Honestly, I feel like Grady Dick would be an amazing fit for them right now. Given the Orlando Magic currently situation to really build around Pablo and Franz, I feel like bringing in a 6'8" kind of sharp shooting wing would really fit them and kind of help them with a lot of the difficulties they've had with shooting overall this season. And not to say that Grady Dick is a really good prospect himself, being 6'8" with the shot creation kind of flashes that we've given so far into the season really makes him real intriguing. While he will have some issues on the defensive end, he's someone that will compete, and he's someone that always making winning plays.
Causing confusion, causing rotational help, and lobbing it up to where it can.
With the 7th pick, I'm gonna have the Indiana Pacers go with Jarace Walker out of Houston. Honestly, Walker, I feel like would be a great fit in Pacers right now, given the current situation of the team pushing more of a defensive identity. And to me, Walker will fit right into that. He's shown a lot of flashes of defending on ball, off ball, help settings, honestly navigating screens. He's shown a little bit of everything. Currently shooting 40% from the 3-point line, and just looking overall, being 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. I feel like he really would fit in with the Pacers right now. He's shown a lot of secondary playmaking options too, would give the Pacers overall more ways to really use him in the system. Given that they haven't traded Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, I feel like bringing Walker in there will kind of help them accelerate this kind of rebuild that they're kind of doing right now, while at the same time keeping many good players.
Got in front of Windboard. Check with Walker. Look out below.
With the 8th pick, I'm having the New Orleans Pelicans go with Nick Smith Jr. out of Arkansas. Smith, to me, would honestly be a great fit for the Pelicans right now. While they do have a lot of guard depth, looking at a lot of the ages, especially looking at CJ McCollum, he's currently 31, I believe. Honestly, I feel it'd be good to look for the future and really get a younger guard in there. While they do have Dyson Daniels, he's really haven't shown the upside that Nick Smith has shown on the offensive end. With Nick Smith, we're talking about a guard that can play on and off the ball. He's an amazing cutter. He's a lot more athletic than a lot of people give him credit. And while he's not the best playmaker, he's really good at creating his own shot and getting to the basket and getting to the free throw line. Honestly, no matter who the Pelicans pick in the lottery, I don't feel like they're going to get a lot of play time considering their current roster. But the Pelicans are known as a team that really does hit the injury bug a lot. Even looking at last season when they really were looking good and really clicking at the end of the season. So I feel like Nick Smith would be a great fit for them and helping them going forward.
Right now. Tolbert 6'8", 210 pounds. Here's Smith. Oh, just a quick burst of speed. Here's Smith, puts it on the floor and goes to the lob, and that's a great finish. Good cut, and Nick Smith gets in the paint. They're kind of picking up where Muss's team was last year on the defensive end. Here's Smith. And he finishes.
With the 9th pick, I'm at the Orlando Magic go with Ausar Thompson out of OTE. Honestly, with Ausar, brother of a man, I really feel like he's a man, kind of like a man light, honestly, overall. You could look at him two ways. You could see kind of a lack of opportunity to kind of show the same things that a man currently showing, or you could show that he just lacks those certain qualities. Either way, he's a top prospect overall, being explosive athletes and having a lot of tools that NBA teams really love. On the Orlando Magic, to me, this honestly just gives them more wing depth and more players they could go to later in the ball game. Honestly, I could see him during the rookie season mostly be stuck to the G League team, but if he continues to show the flashes that he's showing in OTE currently, I could see him moving up with no problem and becoming a mainstay on the roster.
Yes, sir.
With the 10th pick, I'm going to have the Toronto Raptors go with Anthony Black out of Arkansas. Looking at the Raptors roster overall, we don't really know the future of a lot of different players. Fred VanVleet, that's been their lead guard for these last couple years. We don't know what's really going to happen in the offseason for him, so I feel like picking up another guard is really important for the Raptors. Considering their draft history, they've really gone for these long, lengthy players that could play in multiple positions and do multiple things on the basketball court, and I feel like that's where Anthony Black really shows his true potential. He's 6'7", can really play that 1-2-3. He's an amazing passer, driver, and his athleticism, while a lot of people don't look at him as that type of athlete, he's really let it shown throughout the season, and he's probably one of the best defenders in this draft. While his shot is a work in progress, and overall his self-creation skills really do need to be kind of cleaned up overall, I feel like he'd be a great fit for this team and really help them moving forward.
Comes up with it again and lays it up, follows it into it in.
By Mitchell, just came over, he was in the neighborhood, and